It's time to experience something glorious. Unacademy Combat. Compete, crack, conquer.
A challenging gate contest engineered to give you an experience like none other.
Where you put your knowledge to test
and battle it out with the best.
To bring out the best in you, Unacademy Combat is the most competitive, gamified contest for gate till date, with the best of the questions by best educators.
with detailed video solutions from top educators right after each contest.
Combat live with peers to get real-time rankings and win big.
Participate in every contest to improve your ratings.
Challenging contests every fortnight or alternate Sunday. Live ranking after every question. Big rewards for top rankers. Your passion to crack gate deserves this. Your hard work towards your dream deserves this. Fuel your inner fire for the ultimate gate challenge. Unacademy Combat. Register now.
Hello friends, welcome to Unacademy, which is the largest online education platform for GATE, CS and IT. Myself Mallesham Devasane. In this session, I am going to begin the compiler design. So it's a day one of compiler design. If you want to revise quickly and you want to learn some important concepts, then continue for the 5 days. You will learn a lot of concepts which are important for compiler, and mostly this will be enough for the GATE exam. But you should have a little bit practice. That already marathon conducted once, and I will conduct if required one more time. So let me begin with my introduction. If you are attending first time to this session, let me help you what I'm going to do. Here this is the strategy for completing the compiler. This is the first day, lexical analysis and some important concepts of syntax analysis. Then we will go for remaining concepts of syntax analysis. Then syntax directed translation and intermediate code generation, finally code optimization. So these are the important topics of the compiler. If you are good at these 5 topics, which will help you to secure good marks in compiler. Good morning Vedant, Diman, good morning Vishwajit, good morning. Kya Vishwajit? Okay, so we are going to start a batch from 18 Jan, and the first subject is computer networks. Is going to begin from 18 Jan by RBR sir. And in case if you are preparing for GATE 2022 or GATE 2023, this is the right time. and you may use my referral code in case if you have not taken the subscription, and this is from tomorrow. So be ready to start preparing for the exam, and this course really helps for GATE, and in case you are preparing for ISRO, BARC, any TF or any other exams, this GATE syllabus is gonna help you to crack other exams too. Okay, these subjects were already completed, 4 subjects, and then next 4 subjects going on right now. Algo, the TOC is completed, which is compiler design beginning now, and OS DS is also going on right now, and I have started CD. Once the CD is completed, I am going to begin discrete mathematics from 22nd Jan, and similarly digital, CN and aptitude are going to begin. Yeah, so I am an educator on Unacademy where I take the classes, special classes for TOC, CD, CDS, Algo, discrete mathematics and operating system, and some important sessions of these subjects that I am going to take. But on this channel I am going to help you TOC, CD, C and discrete maths. Yeah. So in case if you are forgetting my referral code, this is my referral code DEVALIVE. On every slide you can see that DEVALIVE. You can refer this code to your friends in case if they want to take the subscription, or you may use it to get 10% discount on Unacademy for Plus or Iconic subscription. And in case if you want to learn the something from me free on using free classes, please visit www.unacademy.com/DevaGateCSE, where you can find a lot of free classes like quizzes, all-in-one sessions, and so many special topics and daily practice problems, and so much of practice you have on my profile. And you can visit every educator profile. You will find a lot of free classes to learn. And if you are not using the Unacademy Learning app, you can go to Play Store. You can search for Unacademy Learning app, install, so that you can watch all the classes using mobile. If you want to know about Plus, the Plus has basically structured courses where every month you may see 1 or 2 batches are going to begin. So this is going to help you to prepare as per your convenience, and here you will have live interactive classes, and in future not only long-term batches, you will see crash courses, rank improvement batches, all of them you can attend once you take the subscription. You may use referral code to get the subscription, and you will have weekly test, doubt solving session, and separate batches for English and Hindi. Right. So the first batch on Unacademy is going to begin from tomorrow, and you may show your presence by enrolling to the courses. Yes, Iconic, you will have all the benefits of Plus. You will have additionally the personal coach. You will have a one-to-one guidance to solve your problems and to get the guidance to prepare for exam, and separate study material for Iconic people. And Plus people already have the material that we deliver in the class. Apart from that, Iconic well-designed study material are going to be getting, and study planner, study booster sessions and test analysis, and many more. Yeah. Yes. Ritik Skoni, good morning. Megha, good morning. Shivam Gupta. Yeah, Shivam Gupta, Deva Gate CSE. Fine. Please like the session if you have not yet done. In case if you want to know the prices, Plus 1 year, I'm talking about 1.5 year, 2 years, you can see the price for 1 year 27,225, for 2 years 39,600. So please use referral code DEVALIVE in case you want to see the discount. So 39,600 is after the discount. So if you don't apply, you may see more than this price. Alright. And Iconic, for those people who need a mentor and we need a separate material, we need you need suppose analysis of every test that you attempt, then Iconic will help you. For 2 years we'll have 66,600. It's for 2 years price. Yes. Okay. And also we have that Unacademy launched a combat which is going to help you to assess yourself. That is it is not just kind of competition you will have for the GATE. You will have just you can assess in 65 minutes. You can challenge the questions like actual gate questions that you see, and that is delivered for mechanical, civil, electrical, EC and CS and IT, the first combat beginning from Jan 26. So this is actually fourth combat I think, and in this CSE also included. So you can participate this, you can participate in live, and it is going to be showing a leaderboard immediately after the test, so that you will look at where do you stand in the competition, and also you will have a detailed video solution. So that's going to help you to understand. To unlock this, you may use a referral code DEVALIVE, which is a very useful combat, guys. Yeah, good morning Nishu. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, Nishu. Please like the session so that we are ready to begin. Yeah. The plan is like first we'll start with introduction, where some of the important questions can be asked in the exam. Only the importance that we are going to look at, and lexical analysis, and then some of the topics in syntax analysis like LL1 parsing we may begin today. Okay, so what is compiler? If I ask the question, because we are studying about the compiler, what is compiler? Yes, no doubt it is a program. A compiler is a program. Yes, it is program. Yeah. निशु समझ में आया क्या बोल रहा है? Okay, input is high level program. Yeah, thank you Aishi. High level program, it's basically C++, but we are mainly looking at C programming because we have C program in the syllabus. High level program is an input, the output will be a low level program. That's a basically assembly code or machine code. It depends on whether you have assembler part of the compilation or not. That's fine. It's a, we talk about here assembly program. This is the object code of the compiler. Yeah, machine level language, if you can assume it, if you assume assembler is a part of the compiler, but that's okay. The actual compiler, when we separate from assembler, this is how we deal with that. We take an input as a level program. Actually, compiler is a program that runs and takes an input high level program and produces a low level program like assembly program or machine code. Yes. And in case if you see any errors, it can detect also compilation errors, compiler errors. Yeah. In this process, not only just compiler is a part of the compilation process, there are so many other components are involved in the part of the compilation. Everybody, in the part of the compilation, you have so many other components. In compilation process, can you tell me what are the components are involved? In compilation process, you might use a preprocessor. Before that, you might use editor. But after editor, that after you write the program, then preprocessor is the first step of the compilation process. Then you might use compiler. and you might use assembler and just linker loader. When you want to execute, just before execution, the linker loader support also required. In compilation process, you need the support of linker too. Yeah. So in compilation process, there are so many components are involved to understand how to compile the given code to machine level code. Yeah. Good morning, Lavjit. Good morning. Yeah. Come on, guys. Please like the session. Please like the session. I'm not going to talk about each and every one because in 5 days we need to complete the compiler. All unimportant topics will be not discussed here. So directly we'll move to the phases of a compiler. If anybody want to know about what is preprocessor, what is linker loader, and you can watch the previous videos of compiler, but I feel that is not much important. But I'm going to talk about the phases of a compiler. So tell me how many phases of a compiler? How many phases of a compiler? If you know about guess guys, how many phases of compiler? How many phases are there in compiler? 6? No, actually 7. You can say 5 if you want it. Yeah, 7 phases are there in compiler. 7. The first one is the lexical analysis. Second one is syntax analysis. Third one is semantic analysis. Fourth one is ICG, intermediate code generation. Intermediate code generation. You can call it as ICG. Another one is code optimization. But this code optimization is on intermediate. You can say intermediate code optimization. This one, code generation. So here 2 words, intermediate code generation and code generation are different phases. And intermediate code optimization and assembly level code optimization, that is a low level code optimization. Assembly level code optimization, it's a different code optimization, but techniques might be similar to the actual the intermediate. Yeah. Apart from this, you have 7 phases in compiler. Yeah, most of the people say 6 because code optimization comes twice, so you might say 6 also. If you build code optimization is the part of the previous phases, then even 5 phases also fine, if you are not giving much importance to optimize the code. So 7 phases, 6 phases, 5 phases, all are right answers, but explain accordingly. Right, input is the high level code and output is, you can say, assembly code. Then later on assembler comes and converts to machine code. Yes, each phase of the compiler, there is a one data structure it uses, that is a symbol table. So there was a previous GATE question, which of the following data structure is used in compiler? So one data structure is a symbol table. Everybody, this symbol table you can implement using any data structure like arrays, hash table. It's hybrid model also you can use. So symbol table is gonna be accessed in every phase of the compiler. But symbol table created while beginning, like during lexical analysis, and will be modified and used by every phase of the compiler. Yes, everybody. And in case if you get an error from any phase of the compiler, there can be error handler. So you will report to this error handler like lexical errors from the lexical analysis, syntax error from the syntax analysis, semantic errors from the semantic analysis, and other errors we may not avoid because they may be because of insufficient resources might happen. So fatal errors we may call them. Other phases what they produce are unavoidable because of the system problems. Fine. And here if you look at the compiler has 7 phases where each phase of the compiler is going to do specific task. So what's going to do? The lexical analysis is going to produce the token stream, sequence of tokens, and syntax analysis produces parse tree, and you can also call it as a syntax tree. Of course there is another kind of syntax tree, that's fine. Parse tree you can call it as a syntax tree. Semantic analysis will produce semantic tree. You can say annotated parse tree. An intermediate code generation produces intermediate code or some IR. We produce some intermediate representation of your program, and then again optimized IR. When we apply the code optimization, there will be optimization over the code, and it might reduce, it can save the time or space, depends on optimization. But same intermediate representation will be produced like 3 address code, postfix, so many are there, we will study later. Code generation produces the assembly code, AC. Yeah. Yes, Nishu. And in the exam they might ask very simple questions like what is the job of lexical analysis and what is the job of syntax analysis, what are lexical errors, what are syntax errors, what are the semantic errors. But as a compiler we never realize what kind of compiler error as a programmer. But if you are going to design a compiler or if you are studying about compiler, you will definitely understand what kind of compiler error. So as beginner or as a programmer, we always say compilation error. But do you know exactly what kind of error it is? Really we face a lot of difficulties in lexical, syntax or semantic. We will never have a clarity as a programmer because we only study as a compilation or compiler errors, right? So there are so many types of errors. You might aware of that errors. The compiler can produce errors. Even linker can produce errors. Even preprocessor can also produce errors. Even there are main important errors like runtime errors. Okay, so errors can happen at any time of your compilation and execution. In compiler, we have 3 kinds of errors. Like one is the lexical, other is syntax, other is semantic. But we are not much worried about what kind of error it is, but it is definitely we need to understand compiler error or not, right? These are the main types of errors where the programmer might create some problem because of lack of understanding of the programming knowledge, right? Or lack of understanding of the logic of the problem. Then these errors might happen because of the programmer. If the system is going to produce any error, we may change the system so that we can avoid it. Okay, clear? So during compilation, preprocessor, linker, main errors, preprocessor error. Why this might happen? Because you want to write #include, but here you have any spelling mistake, like instead of include you have written suppose INCLD. So this is not a command of preprocessor. It cannot understand when it is not a command of preprocessor. But how it knows it is the job of preprocessor? Because # is the symbol that is going to inform to the preprocessor. It is the preprocessor command. Any statement which begins with # is going to be preprocessor statement. Yes. Second, compiler errors. What kind of compiler errors? As just said, lexical errors. But right now it's not easy to understand without studying lexical analysis. So today we are going to do that. Lexical errors. And then syntax errors. Then you may get semantic errors. And logical errors cannot be detected by the compiler. Remember that. And some kind of linker errors also detected during compilation error. During compilation. All these errors happen during compilation, not during execution. Compilation process. Right? Yes. Everyone, so these errors happens during compilation, not only just compiler, there are other components can also produce errors during compilation process like a preprocessor. Yeah, right. Now don't worry about preprocessor much, Pratik, Nishu. Yeah, but they are always trying to help you in case if anybody has a doubt. Now let's begin without wasting the time. Lexical analysis. This is the first chapter of a compiler where you can quickly understand what kind of job is done by lexical analysis. Everybody, what is the main purpose of lexical analysis, guys? What is the main purpose of lexical analysis? What is the main purpose? You give characters, because your program is characters only. Character stream means your program, high-level program is treated as characters. So it's going to scan character by character. Everybody, this is the input to the lexical analysis. You will write a program, but lexical analysis treats you are giving characters to the analysis. Then it produces token stream. It is also a program, but it's tokens now, right? Identified tokens are identified in your program. Example. Suppose you have written int. I'm just explaining some temp, int temp. Then what happens here? This is your code. Let's say this is your code. What happens here? It produces T1, T2, T3. That's all. What is T1? T1 is int, T2 is the temp, T3 is a semicolon. Everybody, it's going to consider as the token. A token. Every string, or you can say a group of characters are treated as a token by lexical analyzer. Yeah. Everybody clear? No space, here no comment, all of them are deleted by lexical analysis. And in case if you have any error, it will report lexical error to error handler. Yes. Clear? What is the input output? The int may be keyword and temp may be, it's true. Temp is identifier, semicolon is a punctuation or special symbol, right? Then what is T1, T2, T3? Known to the compiler, it maps inside, it knows exactly what is T1, T2, T3 because it has internal rules, internal implementation, it knows what is the T1, T2, T3. Yes. Now, to understand this process, you need to scan your program and then produce the sequence of tokens. To do this, what it has to do? What is the job of lexical analysis? What is the job of lexical analysis? Anybody, guys? What is the job? It's also called as, lexical token recognizer because it recognizes what? Tokens. And not only recognizes, it produces them too. It recognizes tokens, comments, white spaces. All these three are identified by the lexical analyzer, and some of the tokens can't be realized, so it takes the help of parser by Next, what else lexical analyzer does? It recognizes tokens, so it produces them. You can say that it produces tokens somehow. Don't worry how, that's theoretically. It produces tokens and deletes comments and white spaces. It recognizes the tokens and comments, white spaces, but it is not going to produce all of them. And to do that, it uses one concept called as longest prefix match. Longest prefix rule, that is called as maximal munch rule. So in previous class also I have helped you, today also I will help you what is this longest prefix rule. When I have many tokens like keywords and identifiers, operators, then when I am writing something, how do I know it's which kind of token it is? And it may produce error, it may produce lexical error if present. Clear? These are the four important points. To understand about lexical analysis. How it does, we are going to see. And note, if you know about TOC, here finite automata or regular expression can be used to design this, a lexical analysis. Everybody, that can help you. But if you want to use PDA, it's your choice. PDA is more powerful. You can use the PDA to build a lexical analysis. Yes, you can use too. And remember these 4 points, which is more than sufficient for lexical analysis job. And now, let me help you how to understand the tokens, because you need to find the tokens, right? Here, the tokens are very important. Tokens. What are the tokens you have in a program? You will have like keywords, and you will have operators, which are very important in any programming language. Before you start coding any programming language, first you need to learn keywords and operators, then identifier and constants, literals, and fifth one, that is punctuations. I call them as special symbols always. And here you know all of them. Yes, you know all of them. Keywords, operators. In C programming language you might learn, right? So keywords, somebody writing like this, INTABC. How do I know is it keyword or operator or identifier? How do I know that? How do I know that, guys? So it starts scanning. When you have written the code, it reads as the characters. It reads as everything is a character. So how is gonna identify? It uses longest prefix rule. I. It matches now with the keyword. It is there in the keyword list because int it begins with I. It is there in the identifier list. I is there in both the list. Keyword it might match with the identifier. When you go scan in, still it is there inside the keyword as a substring and inside the identifier matches. int is now exactly matches with the keyword, but it's not over because you don't have a space later on. And int a, now it matches with the only identifier. Now b, now c. See, now this is only going to match with identifier rule. But here you match with the keyword rule. Which one I should choose? Keyword or identifier? Which one I should choose? Keyword or identifier? Because we are following the longest prefix rule, and here the longest one is the identifier. Longest prefix is identifier. Yeah. Did you see that? How do you know that this is a keyword or identifier? Because it is going to choose the longest one. Longest one. Similarly, when you write double plus, is it one operator or two operators? One operator. One operator. How it knows? How it knows, guys? It starts from here. It scans. Here plus is operator. It doesn't come under keyword identifier. But double plus is also operator. Now we have two operators here. One is plus, other is double plus. Which one it chooses? The longest one. The longest one is this one. So longest one it chooses. But that should be valid one. Remember, invalid one you can't choose. And in this scanning, you might do the mistake. I have seen many people, they forgot the concept because of this this longest prefix. Double star. Now, how many tokens it is? Double star is not one token because double star is one operator. One star is one operator, other star is another operator. Here two operators are there, and the two stars together is not a one operator. This is not operator. This is not token because double star is not a single operator. So here two tokens are there. This is a different token. Two tokens are there. This is a token 1. Operator 1 is operator 2. Double star is not a single token because there is no such operator in C language or any. Single star is, when you want to apply double star, it follows the precedence rule. It follows right to left. The first right star is applied, then left star is applied. Everybody, you know that. When you are writing your C program, have you remembered that? Double star P, how it is applied? If you are writing it, first it applies this, then it applies this one because double star is not one operator. You need to apply twice for the double star. Clear this point? Yes, let's start finding the number of tokens quickly. Okay. Okay, now tell me how many tokens are there in this program, quick. how many tokens? Now each one has a meaning, guys. It's going to produce 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 tokens it is going to produce. It produces like a string. You know, why it will produce like a T1, T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6, T7, T8 till T11. So it's going to produce T1 to T11. Everybody, so you may ask, sir, why this is considered as a one token? Because this comes under a string constant. Have you studied the tokens? The string constant we consider as a single token. Did you see that here? In the constants we will have character constant, string constant, and hexadecimal constant, octal constant, integer constant, real constant. Yes, so many constants are there. Yes or no? All the constants are treated as a one token. Everybody? Clear? So each one has a significance why we consider as a single token. So it produces 11 tokens, but not exactly the same way. Internally it might represent something, that's fine. Everybody? So lexical analysis job is to identify 11 tokens in this program. But we trained compiler, or we have written the compiler, so we know why this produces 11 tokens, because we have the rules to build or to identify the tokens of the program. Everybody? For that we use the finite element to design, then we written the program for that. 11 tokens. Second question. Now, tell me how many tokens? Quick. How many tokens? Int x semicolon char star p equal to gate and semicolon. Each one has a separate, you can see the first one is a keyword. We know that is a token, and this is identifier. Please identify them. And this you can consider as a special punctuation, right? Special. Char is a keyword and star is operator. P is identifier, you know it, and equal is again operator. Gate is a constant, and semicolon is again, let's say, special. So I might produce like this, you can see what I am going to do. So here I may assume like, K1, because first one came, and second token is that is ID1, let's say I1, and this is S1, and this is a K2, and star is, let's say, O1, and P is, let's say, I2, because it looks like, second identifier and second operator. Look at what I am going to do. O2 and constant is a C1, let's say, and special symbol, okay, this one you might have, let's say, S1 only. And this, the lexical analysis, what it does, when you give this to lexical analysis, it's going to produce K1, I1, S1, K2, O1, I2, O2, C1, S1, and all the spaces will be deleted. Now this is what a token string. It's a token stream. It's just a string now For the next phase, it just looks like a string. Right? This is a character stream, sequence of characters. The job of lexical analysis is to scan entire program from the first character to the last character. So you can call it as the scanner. There are so many names. There are so many names for lexical analysis. You know, lexical analysis also called as, how many of you know lexical analysis also called as scanner? Why? Because it scans whole program. It's also called as token recognizer because it's going to recognize all the tokens. It also called as token generator because it's going to generate the tokens by grouping the characters into a token. Right? It's called as a linear phase. Yeah. Everyone? Fine. It is just first phase of compiler. Okay. Everybody clear about how to find the number of tokens? Let's look at a few examples to explain. Yeah. Tell me how many tokens? Pratik, we are only learning 10 hours and I can say this is sufficient for the GATE exam, but can you understand every content that I explained, Pratik Kumar? I can say it is enough, but can you understand every word that I deliver? It's really hard if you are the first time learner to the compiler. But of course, this is enough to secure the good marks in the exam. Two reasons are there why we have started Sankalp batch. One is those people who have not yet studied, at least you study this, you can get good marks. But no guarantee that you will understand everything because you are trying to learn in short period of time. Right? So any word that I deliver, in case you don't understand, you need to have little bit hard work to understand. But we try to cover the all important concepts required for GATE. That's guaranteed. Yeah. And those people who are following in the Sankalp, guaranteed most of the concepts are covered for the GATE exam. And 90% guaranteed the concepts has to be from the Sankalp batch. But the thing is, how do you practice? Is this 10 hours is enough to practice? No. You need to give the test. You need to practice the previous year GATE questions. For that, we are running the marathon sessions. Please attend them. That's sufficient. Attend the Sankalp batch and attend the marathon and mix up and you will get a clarity in the concepts. Yeah. Alright. But it's going to help you guys. You don't have a time. The 1 month you can study only one compiler, but we are helping you to complete in 5 days. That is also in 10 hours. Yes or no? Most of the concepts which really required for the exam, I'm bringing onto the slide. Yeah. I'm not just reading the slides. You know that. I'm putting on the slide, I'm explaining it. That's the beauty of the Sankalp batch. Right. How many tokens? Come on guys, quick. Chalo. 8 tokens. Okay, here what are the tokens will be produced? X equal and Y plus plus star star Z semicolon. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 tokens. Clear this point? Yeah, 8 tokens. Yeah. And I think this is more than sufficient to understand in the program, because there are so many complex things are there in identifying tokens. So we are not going to talk about all such things. Everybody? Yeah. Shubham, Y6. Yeah. Now how many tokens? X double equal to Y double plus semicolon. 5 tokens. This effort is enough for this exam point of view, but behind the reason we have the rules to identify them. They are not easy to identify, guys. We have built the rules. 5 tokens. Come on, Nikhil, Arendra. 5 tokens. Double is equal to, is a one operator. Studied or not? Yeah, not equal. Double equal to logical, and logical are they are single tokens. Double character but single tokens. They are double character, no doubt, but double character doesn't mean double token. Is a single tokens. Okay. Now, in this process, the lexical analyzer is going to identify lexical errors. When you have written int and 1 x y z, eliminate 1x. Look at int x1. The first one, int is fine, it's a keyword, but 1x, what is it? This is not a keyword, it's a not token, because you got invalid sequence. If it is a token, it must match with keyword, operator, identifier, constant, special symbol. The 1x is going to produce the lexical error because invalid sequence. Everybody? So when it is producing lexical error, we don't compute number of tokens. Remember that. Yes. Second one, is there any problem with that? Int x1 semicolon, it will produce 3 tokens successfully. Yes. And here I have not told you one thing. That is, there are 2 things. One is error handler. There are 2 things. Error handler, when you get an error, it reports to error handler. And when there is no error, definitely it creates a symbol table. Yes or no? A symbol table is there. Every symbol will be stored there. Who is the symbol here? x1. x1 is going to be stored in the table and is going to tell us so much about x1. x1. Everybody? So this is called as lexim. And which token it is? Identifier. So you may say ID1. And in future you might say which line, which type. And so many are going to be there. Like address, offset, whatever. So many are going to be, but yeah. Everybody? A symbol table is going to store all attribute information of identifiers. What is the symbol table definition? What is the symbol table definition? What is the symbol table definition? It is data structure. Direct gate question it was. It is data structure. So you may use any data structure to implement like array or pointers. You can use hashing concept, and it stores all attribute information necessary. All attribute information of identifiers. But it is accessed in all phases to understand. It is accessed or modified in all phases of compiler. Everybody, all entries, all attributes will not be entered in the lexical analysis. Lexical analysis only knows what token it is. Maybe syntax analysis will talk about line, semantic analysis will talk about the type, intermediate code generation may talk about offset, and code generation may talk about address, and these things will be mapped a different way. Everybody, every attribute may be used by different phase. Yeah. Clear this point, guys? Yes. Fine. Now look at the question. In general, you may assume like this is the keyword rule. Keyword rule, right? This is the identifier rule. Assume that way. This is the operator rule. होता है ना, different token होगा तो different rules होता है ना. Keyword मतलब C language में क्या होगा? Int or float or char, ये rule होगा mostly. 32 keywords एक साथ में बनाया expression. Identifier के लिए कुछ लोग लिख रहे हैं underscore or letter followed by underscore or letter or a digit whole star. L is letter, A to Z, D is 0 to 9. Operators होगा सारे operators, plus or minus or multiplication or double plus or what else, ampersand or so on. Everybody has the rule basically. Every token has the rule. There are five types of tokens, means there are 5 rules we have. But anyhow, that we are not going to talk about. Assume this is your program. This is your program. Right. These are the tokens. These are 3 tokens. Now, how Lexical Analyzer is going to detect this program as the tokens, or how it is going to identify the tokens of this program by grouping the characters into a token. But in C language, it's different. It's not about C language. It's about randomly, some pseudo programming language. Yeah. Now, in C language, spaces are there to identify, to separate the tokens sometimes. But here, we don't have the spaces. There is other technique we are using here. Look at. We have A, B, double A. We have solved even in Marathon 2. Now, I am explaining again. The scanning begins from the first character. Yes or no? Scanning begins from the first character. Yes. At this point of time, is that everybody matched or not? Look at, is everybody matching or not? This can do A, this can do A, this can do A, but partially, not completely. Completely when we have identified, we will generate. And B, is everybody able to do? Try it. A, B, yes, B is possible. And A, B, here also possible. A, B, yes. Here A is here, B is here, yes, A, B possible. All of them so far. Now when it comes to A, A, B, here not possible. T1 is not going to get A. And A, B, A is possible. You can come here. And A, B, A. Here after A, B, if you add A, this is also not possible. So only T2 is in the race. And look at one more A. One more A. And B, A, C. So only T2 can generate this one, nobody else. Yeah, T2. T2 is the corresponding token generated. This was the previous year gate question. This was the previous year gate question. The T1 as the rule, I told you how to write this. Question mark here means I already mentioned 0 or 1 occurrence. So epsilon or A. Bar represent R. This is a T1. And T2. Epsilon or B. Yes, Arnab. Yeah, Ananta, Kumar, if you have not understood the previous one, at least understand this one. Because you don't know how to look at an expression. Those people who do not know regular expression, I can't help you. Those people who attended TOC and you know expression, you can understand this. There are two reasons, and we always have a connection when we are teaching one subject with other subject. If those people who attended TOC, those people who have not attended TOC, I can't explain expression now. Right? So you should know how to read an expression. Yeah. Ananta, do you have any problem in understanding regular expression? First, clear it. Yeah, we have an input. Where is the input? Here is the input. I am explaining step by step. I am not giving an answer. Every step I am writing. Just watch the video twice, thrice. Then look at what I am explaining. Yeah, how this lexical analyzer does? It starts from here. And it is going to look at in T1. It's going to look at in T2, T3. It's going to look at in all of them simultaneously. But when I look at in T1, yes, B possible or not? Look at here. B possible. It's not completely. It's beginning only. Yes, B possible. There are two ways that you can do B. Yes, B possible. And next, double B. You are looking at longest prefix, right? Longest prefix, right? The B actually possible by T2. That's not enough. T2 only doing that time. Nobody else. T1, T3 are doing partially, not completely. Right now, so far, only T2 was able to understand this B. But still we are going further. Why? Because we want a longest prefix. T1, T3 were not able to generate single B. But when you look at double B, who can generate? T2 can generate. And T1, T3 still participating in it. Not. So T2 also generating double B. But T1, T3 will not generate. But still they have double B as a inside some string, as a substring. Double B A. Double B A. Now looks like double B A, T1 can do that completely. And double B A, no. T2 is out of the race because double B, when you get it, A can't get it. So T2 cannot participate now. And T3, double B A, still it is inside. Now this one from here to here, the T1 can produce. Now T2 can't do. Now T3 can't do. T3 also can't do now. But when you go for one more A, who will be out of race. And double B, double A, now you can't do with the T1. But double B, double A, still it's a T3 participating but it's not completed yet. But when you are going further, see, at this time, this completely is generated by T3 now. And when you go further, A is not possible by T3. So this is the longest. What you got so far is the longest. So T2, T2, T1, T3, there are 4 successful tokens are there in this string, but T3 only considered because that was the longest. Everybody, here we have used the longest prefix rule. T3 is produced. Now again starts A is generated by possible to be T1, but T2, T3 can't, but they are in the race now. And now again AB, now T1 out of the race, because AB you can generate, yes, AB you can generate. Yeah, not out of the race, it can, but not completely. And AB, yes, T2 can do now completely. And look at, but T3 is still participating, not over. And ABC, only who can do? Only ABC. And all can do, but only T3 can generate that. Remaining are just part of them. Everybody? And even T2, if you look at it, cannot participate at all. T1 participating, but T1 not completing the whole string. So here also T3. So T3 is your string. Right? Look at that. I can promise you, and this kind of explanation before my video, you can't find anywhere, because I have not seen anywhere the people are explaining the token sequence like this. Right? But I am clearly explaining the token, how do you generate using the longest prefix rule. And those people who can't understand even after explanation of these things, then maybe you are not actually focusing on what is needed. Fine. Clear everyone? Okay. Before starting the next concept. Yeah. Now look at what you have done in lexical analysis. What you have done in lexical analysis? Lexical analysis, we identified tokens of the program. Everybody, we identified tokens of the program. And what else we have done? If any comment is there, is actually deleting, but I didn't tell you. Suppose int a semicolon, you have a comment, let's say. Then how many tokens will be produced by the lexical analyzer? Int a semicolon and comment will be deleted. So only 3 tokens will be produced. Spaces and comments will be deleted by the lexical analysis, but identified by the lexical analysis. Remember that. Yeah, RBR has a very good hairstyle, right? Looks charm, very handsome. Issue. Yeah. So this is a new batch that RBS are starting from tomorrow. And those people who are interested, you can join as early as possible, and you may use my referral code DEVALIVE to get 10% discount. Yeah. Clear, very easy to perform the lexical analysis job. Okay, let's move on to syntax analysis. Okay, what do you know about syntax analysis? Let me tell you guys, what do you know about syntax analysis? Quick. Yeah, Nikhil, Devatan is also my referral code. Yeah. And I hope what I am talking about for the exam point of view, that is enough. What I have explained so far. In case if they ask more than that, then think about, and if you are able to do it. If not able to do it, you can ignore it. Yeah, syntax analysis what is input? It's also going to use a symbol table, no doubt. What is the input? What is the output? And what will happen if there is any problem? Input is the token stream. Means like T1, T2, T3, something like that. Everybody? And what is syntax analysis? It produces the parse tree. You may call it as a syntax tree. Yeah. Parse tree means it will produce something like, S, A, maybe T3. You don't know what grammar it is inside. T1, T2, something like that. There will be some parse tree for this input. Here this is input of syntax analysis. And this is output of syntax analysis. And in case if any error comes out, then it produces syntax error if any. Yeah. Clear this point? But for that, it's not easy. It has to do a lot of job, because this phase is called as parsing. We have to build a parser to perform this job, right? We need to build a parser. Yes or no? It takes much time to understand. So for that purpose, I will help you. What is first syntax error? Then we will go for. Yes. So we might have like, a parser. You can assume that we have a parser to do this job. Syntax analysis, another name is what? Syntax analyzer. Syntax analyzer. Another name is what? Parser. Parsing phase, also called as syntax verifier, because it's going to verify the syntax of the program. You can also call it as parser, parse tree generator. Yes or no? What else you can call? Second phase of the compiler. Syntax verifier, parser, parse tree generators. Yeah, all these are the names of the syntax analysis. This analysis is going to verify your syntax of your program. Okay, let's practice the syntax first. In this syntax analysis, how to verify? My question is how to verify. अब तो पता नहीं है, फिर भी कर लेते हम. We know the programs, right? C program. How to verify the syntax error. But to do this, you need to study whole phase. अब तो बिना पढ़ के हम कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर, नहीं होता. अगर आपको syntax error मालूम नहीं है, पहले इस चैप्टर पढ़ लो, उसके बाद ही समझ में आता. But we are the programmers. We have done so many times C programming. We know little bit about C programming. So that is the reason I am helping. Suppose you have written the code main then tell me what error will happen. What error will happen now? In this program, what kind of error will happen? Of course, assume return type if you are looking at, that's not a problem. Keep the void if you want it. Here, no lexical error. Compiler error is there, but you have syntax error. Semicolon is missing at the end of the statement, yes. And definitely we say there is a compiler error, compilation error. Yeah. So here you can see that when it converts to, आपको पता है semicolon error. Even compiler knows it. But what happens? It is just sequence of tokens like T1, T2, T3, T4 and T5, T6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's going to produce T1 to T12. Yes or no? It's going to produce what? By lexical analyzer. This is output of lexical analyzer. Then what is the job of syntax analysis? This is given to syntax analyzer. what it does, it is not able to generate parse tree because there is no parse tree for that. So it produces syntax error. How did you get syntax error? It knows that no parse tree for that input because there is some problem somewhere. Yes, 12 tokens. For that 12 tokens, it knows that no parse tree, no parse tree. Everybody? Because internally it uses some knowledge to identify do you have a parse tree for the given input. So क्या करता बेसिकली कंपाइलर, अब जब प्रोग्राम लिखते हैं ना उसके लिए एक सिंटैक्स ट्री बनाता, पार्स ट्री बनाता. अगर पार्स ट्री नहीं है आपका प्रोग्राम के लिए, मतलब आपका प्रोग्राम में कुछ गलत है. एवरीबॉडी? And it is going to identify which line has an error, no doubt. Yeah. Okay. Look at this program. Look at this program. This was a previous year gate question. Okay, now in this program, which error is there? Come on guys, previous year gate question. लवजित, इसको समझ नहीं आता. फर फ्रो, यार आपको पता है ये फ्रो है, सिस्टम को मालूम नहीं है. दिस कैन बी ट्रीटेड एज अ फंक्शन. फ्रो इज द फंक्शन बाय. यार कौन है यार? फर लिखा तो फर समझ में आता, फ्रो को फर कैसे समझ में आता यार? इट कुड बी अ फंक्शन यार. आई कैन राइट एफ ऑफ आई इक्वल टू 0. दिस इज द वैलिड फंक्शन कॉल. This is the valid function call. Valid function call. Valid function syntax. Function call syntax. अब बोल रहा है गलत है फ्रो, इसको पता नहीं यार. It's not a loop. क्यों समझ रहा है लूप है? ये लूप नहीं यार, प्रोग्राम फंक्शन कॉल है. फंक्शन कॉल है यार, क्या बोलूं यार. फ्रो फर जैसा दिख रहा है ना, वो फर नहीं है. कम ऑन यार, जल्दी जल्दी, गलत मत सोचो. अब बोलो, आपके पास दो ऑप्शन है. 1 सिंटैक्स एरर, 2 semantic error. Tell me which error it is. Is it syntax error or semantic error? Come on. Lexical error तो नहीं है because it can compute tokens perfectly all right. Good morning Seema. Yes, I have 2 options, syntax error, semantic error. Which one is the right answer? चलिए ये बताता आपका आंसर क्या है. सब गलत है. दिस इज सिमेंटिक एरर, बट यहां पर दोनों सिंटैक्टिक बोल दिया. सिंटैक्टिक बिकॉज बोथ डिपेंड्स ऑन सिंटैक्स. इवन सिमेंटिक एरर डिपेंड्स ऑन सिंटैक्स, सो ये कॉल्ड एज सिंटैक्टिक एरर. बट ये नहीं कहना तो ये सिंटैक्स एरर ना. इट्स नॉट सिंटैक्स एरर. It's not syntax error, but it is syntactic error because it depends on syntax. But that is a semantic error. It's not syntax error. No, Huma. It's not syntax error. It is a semantic error. Every line has the proper syntax. Every line has the proper syntax. यार ये तो syntax valid है. Valid syntax. It is matching with the function call. Matching with the function call syntax. Everybody agree or not यार? आपको आता नहीं तो believe करो कम से कम. Everybody, no syntax error. कब syntax error होता? For लिख दिया. For लिख दिया. I is equal 0, comma I less than n. कामा आई इंक्रीमेंट, अब होता सिंटैक्स एरर। कैसे पता? दिस इज द कीवर्ड, दिस इज द कीवर्ड। मुझे मालूम है सेमीकोलंस होना चाहिए था कहीं पर, 2 सेमीकोलन। दिस इज अ सिंटैक्स एरर। मैं फॉर बोला, क्या फॉर देखने के लिए? फ्रो होता फंक्शन कॉल, दिस इज द फंक्शन आईडी, इट लुक्स लाइक फंक्शन आईडी। देन ये तो पैरामीटर है, this is your sending, right? This looks like parameter. 3 parameters you are passing, 3 expressions. Everybody, it is a semantic error. यही गलती होता, लोग सिंटैक्स बोलते, पता नहीं क्या सिंटैक्स है। Everybody, ये फॉर नहीं है, ये फंक्शन कॉल है। क्लियर? जल्दी बोलो। एग्जैक्टली बीच में सेमीकोलन रख दो, ये एरर होता। ये फ्रो लिख दिया और एक्स सेमीकोलन वाई सेमीकोलन जेड लिख दिया, ये क्या होता? ये सिंटैक्स एरर। ये फंक्शन कॉल जैसे दिख रहा है, लेकिन नो सेमीकोलन शुड बी देयर, राइट? दिस इज सिंटैक्स एरर। क्यों? फ्रो के अंदर सेमीकोलन नहीं होता। दिस इज अ फंक्शन कॉल जैसे दिख रहा है, बट वो फंक्शन कॉल नहीं है। इनको समझना पड़ेगा यार, इनको प्रोग्राम लिखना पड़ेगा। इंट i इज इक्वल 0, n इज इक्वल 1, मैं फ्रो लिख रहा हूँ i इज इक्वल 0, i लेस देन n, i इंक्रीमेंट। इनको दिखाता हूँ, एक सेकंड गाइस। ये क्यों सिंटैक्स सेमांटिक एरर है? आई हैव ए फ्रो void फ्रो, I'm just using here int x comma int y comma int z, and I'm just printing printf percentile d x plus y plus z. Is this valid program or not? अब बताओ, फ्रो को फर कहा, फर कह दोगे? Is that फ्रो फर now? No, right? अब बताओ कौन है वो? देखो ना, what is the semantic error? पहले सिमेंटिक, यार आप लोग कंप्यूटर साइंस स्टूडेंट्स यार, हर बात को घुमा को हाउ सिमेंटिक एरर। अब बताता हूं हाउ सिमेंटिक एरर। अब बताओ, इज दिस वैलिड प्रोग्राम और नॉट? assume that the flow prototype is available above the main. Now this is the function call, it calls 0 i less than n, 0 less than 1, ट्रू और फॉल्स? ट्रू, तो 1 पास होगा। i प्लस प्लस 0 पास होगा। दिस इज द फंक्शन कॉल इनडायरेक्टली, देन इट विल कम एज 0 1 0, सो 0 प्लस 1 प्लस 0 इट प्रिंट्स 1। ये वैलिड प्रोग्राम है। अगर दिस इज नॉट देयर, इफ दिस डेफिनेशन नॉट देयर, देन सिमेंटिक एरर होता। क्यों? बिकॉज दिस इज अ फंक्शन कॉल, it is not matching with any, right? This is a function call and इसका definition नहीं है, it's not having a definition. Everybody, वो semantic error होता, right? If definition not exist, then you will have a semantic error. The function you are using but not defined होता है ना, use of variable but not declared, यही होता काम। Yeah, right? At least it will produce, in case if it's not a semantic error, it will produce at least linker error, because it's trying to link but not available in any program. Remember, if not a semantic error, at least it will produce linker error. Definition. अब समझा? अब देखो, इसको देखो सही से देखो। ये फ्रो कैसे दिख रहा है? फर दिख रहा है आपको? इट जैसे फंक्शन कॉल जैसे दिख रहा है, एफ ऑफ एक्स कामा वाई कामा जेड। कैन यू सी दैट? इट्स अ फंक्शन कॉल गाइस। सिंटैक्स में कोई दिक्कत ही नहीं है, सिंटैक्स बराबर है। अभी सिमेंटिक में दिक्कत हो रहा है, इसका डिक्लेरेशन डेफिनेशन नहीं है। एफ हैज नो डिक्लेरेशन बट यू आर कॉलिंग इट। नाउ सिमेंटिक एनालिसिस में एरर होगा। एनीबडी एल्स? Anybody else? Now anybody else has a doubt? क्यों सिमेंटिक एरर है? अब तक ब्लाइंडली बिलीव कर रहा है सिंटैक्स एरर, बट अब से आज से समझ लो ये सिंटैक्स एरर नहीं है. And this is the difference between Unacademy Computer Science channel with any other YouTube channel. The things that you learn in right direction and right way. I'm talking about because of experience. We did the mistake, guys. I'm not saying I always teach right, but what we teach is based on experience. And on this channel, every educator has very good experience. Yeah. Please like the session. Yeah. ज़्यादा डाउट पूछ ले, मैं ज़्यादा एक्सप्लेन करूंगा. आपको पता नहीं, इसी चीज़ को मैं आई कैन एक्सप्लेन टिल 1 hour, बट इसलिए मैं चार्ट को देख रहा हूँ कोई डाउट पूछेगा क्या. बिकॉज आई नो आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग वेरी वेरी स्मॉल, बट आपको मालूम नहीं है कितना डेप्थ है इसके अंदर. यस यस फ्रो, यस दिस फंक्शन definition, you are using it, but there is no definition available. There is no prototype declaration definition. There is no definition available. At least prototype you give it, at least you give like this, guys. Fro of int comma int comma int. अगर दिया ना suppose क्या होता guys? Now no semantic error. Why? The compiler will assume at least it is there in other program. अगर आप ash include sum किया था ना, ऐसा होता ना, ash include, ये होता ना, at least header file लिख दो, it will assume it is there in other program. कुछ ना कुछ prototype header file कुछ ना कुछ होना चाहिए to ignored by the semantic analysis. Linker error generate होगा तब. Yeah, syntactic error, you can use the word for either syntax or semantic, because दोनों syntax पे depend होता, so you can call it as syntactic error. Okay? Yeah, alright. चलो आगे चलते यार. Now कितना हो गया examples? 1, I assume this is a 2 नहीं, बहुत सारे explain किया फिर भी. This is the 3, 4. Now if you have written this code, is it syntax error or not? It is syntax error. How do you know that? Because you are missing this one, missing condition. It is syntax error. And for, now अब बताओ guys, when you write this code inside your program, now do you have any syntax error? No syntax error. यही तो पढ़ना पड़ेगा, how the compiler built. आपको समझ नहीं आता, you have to write, then you will understand. क्या वही define the definition, क्या define यार श्वेता, क्या बोल रहा है? Now this is by default. By default compiler assumes it is true. सिर्फ for में ये possibility है. If में it will not assume by default true. Only for loop we have implemented that way. Nobody, a while, if, switch, everybody must. Everywhere expression is must. Only in for loop, which by default it is assumed as a true. So it goes to logical error. No compilation error, but runtime you will have infinite loop. No compilation error, but at runtime you will have infinite loop. At runtime you have a problem, that is infinite loop. Logical error hai. Yeah, infinite loop. You might assume runtime there is a problem. Okay, now let's move to, I hope you are getting something about syntax analysis. यार ये श्वेता क्या जब एक्सप्लेन कर रहा था, ये फ्लो डिफाइंड नहीं है, ये फ्लो डिफाइंड नहीं है, तार में सो रहा था क्या श्वेता? जब फ्लो डिफाइन किया क्या हुआ? कुछ एरर नहीं आया ना? और फिर वही तो क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं आप, एक्सप्लेन करने के बाद उसी को क्यों पूछ रहे हैं आप श्वेता? फ्लो हैज अ डेफिनेशन, यही तो बोलते डेफिनेशन. कुछ एरर आएगा? नहीं आएगा. Q, it will be there now. You will say that fro of int comma int comma int. अब बताओगे ना कंपाइलर को, इट्स देयर, नो एरर, नो एरर. यही तो है ना एक्सप्लेन किया था. कम ऑन यार, आउटपुट आएगा अभी, आउटपुट आएगा, एरर नहीं आएगा, आउटपुट 1 आएगा. मतलब कंपाइल टाइम, रन टाइम, देयर इज नो एरर बट द फ्लो इज डिफाइंड. अरे एक्सप्लेनेशन देके एक्सप्लेन किया श्वेता, फिर भी 4 बार पूछ रहे हैं सेम क्वेश्चन को. तो यार मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ ना यार, बहुत टाइम क्यों वेस्ट करते हैं यार. चलो, सिंटैक्स एनालिसिस, व्हाट वी आर गोना स्टडी इन दिस. When somebody responding, I am the one that I respond to every text, whether you talk about the subject or whether you don't talk about the subject. I will enlighten, because I failed so many times in my life, and if you are actually not thinking in right direction, you are also going to lose. So I don't want to happen, right? And some people I know that you may not have right guidance to prepare. So we are always there to help you on this channel to guide you right direction. If you can't use in right way, then it's your problem, not our problem, right? We are always there for you, but understand our problems. We are also human beings. We will talk about, and we wanted to explain everything in detail, and we are doing that. But in case we are ignoring something, that means you are not asking the doubt in right direction. Yeah. In this syntax analysis, what we learn, guys, first we are going to learn about its parsing, right? Okay, we will learn types of parsers. Here one thing I am ignoring, those people who don't know about context free grammars, CFG, please study in TOC. I already explained in TOC. That is the reason I am saving the time now. Just before 4 days only I explained that. Types of parsers. Then we will go for LL1 parser. Then we will go for LR parsers. Then we will go for operator precedence parser. Everyone, so we have these 4 important topics to understand syntax analysis, and I just told you what is a syntax error. So whatever the syntax error produced by the compiler, that should be done in syntax analysis. Yeah. So in LL1 parser we have many topics again, like how to compute first and follow, elimination of left recursion, and so many. First let's start with the types of parsers. How many types of parsers are there? How many types of parsers? Like we have top-down parser, bottom-up parsers. Don't assume only these 2 are there in the world. There are so many other parsers also, others. But we are only studying the important top-down and bottom-up. In top-down, again so many parsers. But here mainly we will study, like LL0 is there and LL1 parser. Yeah, LL0 and LL1. Yeah, in bottom-up parser we have so many LR parsers and operator precedence parser. In LR parsers we have mainly LR0, SLR1 parser, LA LR1 and CLR1, that you can call it as LR1. Tarun, first and follow we'll discuss here. Thoda ruko na. We are going to practice too. Okay. And this parsers basically, this parsers can be implemented. Top-down parsers can be implemented two ways. One way is recursive descent or non-recursive descent. Both ways possible. Both ways. Recursive descent means writing procedure for every production. A recursive descent means you can write a procedure for every production. Here use a table implementation. All the productions are stored in the table rather than writing a program for a procedure for a production. Table implementation. So here LL1 can be implemented two ways, but by default LL1 is non-recursive. We use a table driven approach. It is also called as predictive parser. LL1 is also called as predictive parser, but it can be implemented two ways, recursive way, non-recursive way. Yeah. Come on. Everyone. So this is, from outside. This bottom-up parser also called as SR parser. And we are going to study this many things by today and tomorrow. So let's start quickly without wasting the time. First one, right? LL1 parser. That is a top-down parser. Top-down parser. In the top-down parser, mainly LL1 we are going to focus on, not anybody else. LL1 parser. LL1 parser. Here, this is called as top-down parser. And remember, it can be implemented. It can be implemented as either recursive descent. ये recursive descent क्या, ये नहीं जरूरत नहीं है. Just writing in case future you require recursive descent or non-recursive descent. But it is by default we use non-recursive. We use the table approach. That means table driven parser. It is called as predictive parser because one is, it's going to compute a one, or it's going to look at one token at a time. Token we call it as. It is called as predictive parser. Even LL2 also you can implement. I didn't talk about that. There are so many other parsers like LL2 and so on. It uses LL1 grammar to build LL1 table. Yeah, these all points are very, very important for exam. It uses direct gate questions are there without an LMD, leftmost derivation. It uses leftmost derivation to verify the syntax. So it's a practical implementation of LMD, you can say LL1 parser, right? Yeah. But every parser has certain configuration. Every parser has a certain configuration. This is your input, that's a sequence of tokens. This is a token stream input. Here you have tokens T1, T2, T3 and so on. And it is going to use one stack. It's going to use a stack, and it's going to use also a table. That's why we call non-recursive implementation. Table means we implement a table and we store grammar inside. Stored CFG is there inside. This table has a context free grammar. Somehow all the productions are stored there. And what it is going to do, when you write your program, it uses the context free grammar that is stored in the table and it is going to match it with your input. If there is any possibility of producing the parse tree, it will produce the parse tree. If not, it will produce an error. Everybody, so here this entire picture is called as a parser. So here you will have algorithm, that is a parser, that's LMD algorithm. Yeah, so LL we will talk about much later on. This is a configuration. This is called as configuration of, this is called as LL1 table. If you assume this is a LL1 parser, configuration of parser. So here we say that LL1. What is this L? We will scan always left to right. We'll scan this input left to right, no doubt. And this L is LMD, left to most derivation it is going to follow. And this one is going to look at one token at a time. The one token at a time it is going to understand, one token at a time. Yeah. This is about configuration. But to understand this configuration, you need to build a table first. So what is our approach? How can you build this whole parser? You want to design a parser? How do you build? First you should know about LL1 grammar. Write LL1 grammar. Second, build LL1 table. अगर टेबल नहीं चाहिए फिर भी पॉसिबल है, वैसे नहीं है, without table also possible, but this is a table driven approach. Then third, implement algorithm. Which one? LL1. Now this is LL1 parser. Once you implement LL1 algorithm, LL1 parser is going to work as per your directions. Okay, now what is the problem? Now how to write LL1 grammar? ये तो difficult है. How to write LL1 grammar? It's going to be difficult. How to write LL1 grammar? बहुत word work करना पड़ेगा guys. First point होता, first point, don't take ambiguous grammar, take unambiguous grammar. You need to write unambiguous grammar first. Those people who write unambiguous grammar, they can build LL1, otherwise impossible. Because there is no algorithm to convert ambiguous to unambiguous. Second, here eliminate left recursion. अगर left recursion होगा ना, नहीं होगा. Eliminate left recursion. तो क्या होता? ये unambiguous बन जाएगा and non-left recursive grammar बन जाएगा. And यहाँ पर do left factoring. Then you will get unambiguous, you will get non-left recursive. Simply I can say left factored grammar. And don't forget unambiguous and non-left recursive तो है, I'm not writing it. But उसके बाद ही आप LL1 बारे में सोच सकते हैं. Now LL1 grammar is possible. Yeah. But if you don't follow this sequence, it is not possible to write LL1 grammar. How to write LL1 grammar? I am not talking about how to identify LL1 grammar. Yes. So this is a procedure to get LL1 grammar. but इतना easy नहीं है how to write. How to identify can be easy, we have shortcuts. How to identify, but you know, one by one. First, we are going to learn elimination of left recursion, but not many example, guys. Elimination of left recursion. Second, first and follow computation. You can do factoring if you want. Left factoring. Third, first and follow computation. We practice lot, remaining we will do in less time. Remember, first and follow set computation. We will do these 3 topics in 1 hour. Remaining all topics we'll do within 1 hour. Remember, guys, these 3 topics will spend lot of time because these 3 are very, very important for the exam point of view. Whoever can understand these 3 things, and this chapter will become so easy. Clear? Okay, so let me talk about first elimination of left recursion. First we are going to study these 3, then only you will understand what is LL1 grammar. Everybody, तो अब नहीं बताऊंगा what is LL1 grammar. Already बता चुके, नहीं बताया शायद, है ना? What is LL1 grammar? Did I tell? No. No, right? What is LL1 grammar? I didn't tell you. Now, so that I will talk about after this. After this, we will learn what is LL1 grammar. What is LL1 grammar? ये बाद में पढ़ेंगे हम. जब LL1 ग्रामर समझ में आता, LL1 टेबल समझ में आएगा. जब LL1 टेबल समझ में आता, देन LL1 पार्सर समझ में आएगा. तो ग्रामर से टेबल, टेबल से पार्सर, one after other. चलो, elimination of left recursion. Nishu, everybody will not be as quick as you. I need to catch everyone, right? What is this elimination of left recursion? Why do you need this elimination of left recursion? Reason. Why do we eliminate? Suppose you have S derives S, A or B. In my program, this is my token. B is my program, let's say. This is my program. Then, do you know, if I have a knowledge of one token, here also B comes. B is the first token. Here also B is the first. Everybody knows that S A means again यहाँ पे B आना चाहिए, तो B आएगा first, A कभी नहीं आएगा as a first token. So now which production you will choose? Which production you will choose to produce the B? You don't know about the future. A might be there, A may not be there. You don't know. Everybody, you don't know. So we are in dilemma. In case if you choose S, again the same problem comes. You might enter infinite loop. There is a reason. There is a possibility. There is a possibility. The parser may enter infinite loop. Compiler never stops. प्रतीक B स्टार ये नहीं यार, B A स्टार होगा. चलो. Everyone, the reason behind because it follows leftmost derivation LMD and it follows left to right scanning. Our LL1 parser, it does LL1 parser does 2 things. It has to scan left to right only. It's not right to left. It's scanning left to right. Yeah. And do you have any problem with the right recursion? Do you have any problem with the right recursion? Suppose you have a right recursion like this. B, something like this. A, S or B. My program is like, let's say B. and if you have anything I will come to there. Now it's very clear, is it A or B? Now I can choose S derives B only. Yes or no? Now you have no problem if you have a right recursion. Right recursion has no problem to the top-down parser. Right recursion may not create any problem. It might create a problem because of ambiguous other reasons, but not because of recursion. May not create any problem. Right? Right recursion will not create a problem. Yeah, there's a problem with only left recursion. Yes. Chalo. Now how to eliminate? How to eliminate? So we have a shortcut. You can follow that always. Now I don't tell you how that comes. A, alpha or beta. Do you have a left recursion? Yes. What do? You need to identify these two parameters. Everybody, you need to identify that two parameters. First you write this is called as non-left recursive term. This is called as left recursive term. So you need to take left recursive term. That left recursion you have to make a right recursion. So what we are doing, elimination of left recursion means converting from left to right only. Converting from left recursion to right recursion. Why we don't have any problem with the right recursion? So what we do? What we do, guys? We write a beta and we take a new non-terminal like A dash, and what A dash does, that alpha is going to repeat as a right recursion, and whenever you want you can stop it. And look at both of them. Look at both of them. Both does the same job. In case if you want to see example, A or B, then when you write A derives B A dash and A dash A dash or epsilon, the language generated by both of them are going to be same. Only the problem is the first one has a left recursion, second one has no left recursion. Everyone? Here also the language, what you get here is B A star in both of them. You can see that. Yeah. All right. Now, how do you apply this for elimination? Now, suppose I will give one example only. I don't give you many examples because we don't have that much time. If you want, you have to practice. Remember, one example only I will give. Now, let's say I have something like this. Yes, okay, I need a space too. Okay, this is my grammar. This is my grammar. Do you have a left recursion or not? Yes. Here not one recursion. S to S also we have. A to A also we have. Two left recursions we have. But this second one is indirect. The A to A is indirect. Okay, now how to eliminate? So first you need to decide the order. First decide order. Like S के बाद A है नहीं तो A के बाद S. Decide it. Second, choose yes or yes. I'm choosing the first one. Okay, I'm choosing the first one. Choose S productions. Third, and eliminate. Choose A productions and eliminate. But how? That I'm going to help you. And eliminate. So understood the approach? First decide the order, then choose the productions one by one and apply the elimination technique. How? That's going to take time. Okay, I am deciding the step 1. Choose any production, doesn't matter, but S is a start symbol. Yeah, so I am choosing S productions. Here in the step 1, substitution not required, directly apply our formula. So what is our formula? What is our formula is, suppose you have many recursive terms. Let's say there are n recursive terms and there are k recursive non-recursive terms. Then how do you write elimination? These are non-left recursive terms, these are left recursive terms. And A derives beta 1 A dash, beta 2 A dash, QSA, because beta 1 has to be substituted here only. Or here, yes or no? Similarly beta 2 also. Similarly beta 2 also. You need to substitute there. So we are substituting there, but we are taking A dash to repeat alphas. There is alpha 1, but we are making right recursion. We are making right recursion. है ना, इसको याद रखना पड़ेगा. Don't forget epsilon. Yeah. क्लियर? अरे इसको अच्छा सा एक्सप्लेन किया लॉन्ग टर्म बैच में यार. अभी है ना बहुत कम टाइम है, तो मैं इतना ही कर सकता हूँ अभी. समझ लेना बात एवरीबॉडी. या जो अल्फा 1 लेफ्ट रिकर्शन है और ये राइट रिकर्शन बन जाता है यहाँ पर, बस ये याद रख लेना. ओके, नाउ अप्लाई द एलिमिनेशन डायरेक्टली. Left recursion. So what do you get? Yes, 2, and this is the beta. So AB, and you get S dash, and S dash is going to repeat, is going to do left as right recursion. A S dash. Oh, AB also, guys. AB also, I forgot. AB S dash also, because these two are non-left recursive term. इनडायरेक्ट को मत देखना भाई, इनडायरेक्ट को मत देखना, मैं वही देख रहा था. Everybody, these two are, let me write it. This is S alpha, this is beta 1, beta 2. Just read that way. Then you have a beta 1 S dash, beta 2 S dash, then epsilon. Just use the concept. Yeah. Everybody, just apply the concept as it is. And this will be answer for finally. This will be an answer. But when we are doing step 2, we will take care of that indirect recursion. Indirect है ना guys? A calls S, S calls A, and we will break that. Look at how. You take A productions, but don't apply the formula now. We substitute S productions before applying elimination. Which S productions? Not the given one, the final answer one. That is S derives AB S dash and AB S dash. And this productions we are going to substitute. So what do you get? And here we are going to substitute this one. So that we may get A. AB S dash and B already there. AB S dash, B already there. C. Now, can you see that left recursion? This is alpha and this is beta 1, this is beta 2. And apply the rule. That is A derives, betas you take first, right? AB S dash B A dash and beta 2 C A dash and A dash alpha ko right recursion. So B S dash B. Alpha as it is, this is alpha, A dash or epsilon. So this is gonna be final answer. So combine 1 and 2, put in a sequence, this will be final answer. अभी देखो निशु, अभी इनडायरेक्ट कहाँ है, देखो अभी देखो इनडायरेक्ट कहाँ है, अभी बताओ फाइनल में देखो, बीच में मत देखना इनडायरेक्ट। एवरीबॉडी स्टेप 1 में मत देखना, क्यों स्टेप 2 में क्या करोगे, स्टेप 1 की सब्स्टिट्यूट करके फाइनल में यू नीड टू अप्लाई द फॉर्मूला, एंड स्टेप 3 में स्टेप 1 स्टेप 2 सब्स्टिट्यूट करके स्टेप 3 करोगे। यस यार ये कैसे हुआ, कितने बार बोलूं यार। यस टू एस ए बी है तो क्या लिखोगे, एस टू बी एस डैश ए एस डैश और एप्सिलॉन। ये कैसे हुआ, इट्स अ टेक्निक राइट, ये मैं एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर रहा हूँ, क्यों इसके लिए टाइम वेस्ट किया तो हम नहीं करेंगे ना आगे, है ना। दिस इज आफ्टर एलिमिनेशन ऑफ, यही टेक्निक है ना, after elimination of left recursion. In case if you want to have a good practice, अब indirect खत्म हो गया ना निशु, समझ लिया हुमा। अब ये देखो क्यों लिखा, because we are making left, this is the left recursion, we are making right, यार क्या क्या हो रहा है, we are making as the right, this is the right now, this is the right recursion। अगर रिकर्शन नहीं है तो नहीं होगा ए स्टार। अगर समझना why we have to write, that is the problem. When you ask the doubt means you are looking more than what I am explaining. Why should I write this way? Why should I write this way? Okay, I will explain what is there with why should I write this one. Anybody guys? तो यहाँ पर आपको बी ए स्टार जनरेट करना था, ऐसा नो, तो मैं क्या करूँगा, ये बी को पहले जनरेट करूँगा, तो बी आया, बी इसको एस डैश रखूंगा, एंड एस डैश क्या करना, एस डैश इज गोइंग टू जनरेट ए स्टार यूजिंग राइट रिकर्शन, जनरेट ए स्टार यूजिंग राइट रिकर्शन, काम खत्म। तो तभी ए आएगा, ये आएगा। तो इसका स्टोरी भी है, क्यों आया ये कॉन्सेप्ट, ये क्यों आया कॉन्सेप्ट, क्लियर। अगर याद रखना है तो याद रख लो, प्रूव करना है तो प्रूव कर लो। मैं इसलिए फॉर्मूला दे दिया आपको। व्हाट इज द फॉर्मूला, वेन एवर यू सी समथिंग लाइक दिस, अरे ए एक्स कुछ भी, एक्स टू एक्स अल्फा 1 एक्स अल्फा 2, मान लो यही तो है, यही चाहिए मुझे, बीटा 1 बीटा 2 बीटा 3। तो हाउ डू यू राइट द आंसर, हाउ डू राइट द आंसर, हाउ डू राइट द आंसर, पहले बीटा 1 लिखो, बीटा 1 बीटा 2 beta 3, but keep x dash because you need to repeat something after beta, because beta 1 you substituted here, beta 2 you substituted, now this job is done by the x dash. What x dash is going to do, जो left recursion था उसको right recursion बना रहे हम, तो alpha 1 x dash alpha 2 x dash हो गया ना। तो स्टॉप करने के लिए एप्सिलॉन। यस अगर समझ में आया फॉलो कर लो, समझ में नहीं आया प्रैक्टिस करो। या तो आई थिंक आई विल स्टॉप हियर। इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास बी केयरफुल, आई एम गोइंग टू एक्सप्लेन लेफ्ट फैक्टरिंग फर्स्ट, then first and follow we are going to complete as quick as possible, so that top down parser bottom up parser we can learn a lot of relations, because tomorrow I need to complete syntax analysis. If not, day after tomorrow I'll take little bit portion. Okay, and today what we have learned, lexical analysis, how to find the tokens, and in the syntax analysis we have just started basics, right? In the basics just I explained left recursion elimination. I didn't explain syntax analysis, left recursion elimination, because top-down parsers will not use left recursion, so we convert to right recursion. Yeah. Then tomorrow we will see left factoring. Then we will see first and follow computation. Yeah. Chalo, then take care. Yeah, in case you are attending all the classes, next class is operating system, you can attend. Then after 11:30, after the operating system, you have 2:30 p.m. data structure. And in case if you want to join plus classes, let me know, because we are going to start the batch from tomorrow. and you will have interactive live classes. That's a more beneficial in case you want to know the prices and all these things. And this is the batch that you are going to see, and this batch is going to continue from tomorrow, and this is a year-long batch. So this batch is going to help you who are preparing for 2022 but not for 2021. Yeah, you can use the referral code in case if you need my referral code DEVALIVE to attend this batch or every batch on Unacademy. Yeah, prices like plus I am talking about. So if you are going for 2 years, 39,600 after applying my referral code. If you are going for Iconic, 66,600 after applying referral code. So don't forget to apply the referral code. And in case if you want to follow my classes, unacademy.com/DevaGateCSE. And if you are not subscribed to Telegram, then please subscribe to get daily material and as well as daily notifications from us. And we have so many free YouTube channels, and you can share these free YouTube channels with your friends. Those people who are studying in electrical, electronics, instrumentation, mechanical, civil, any of them is fine. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, all the details, Huma and Raj, and all the details will be disclosed soon. And even I have no clarity about it, but we are starting from compute networks from tomorrow. Okay, and mathematics and compute networks are the first two subjects. All right, please like the session and share with your friends and